Like this strip? Well, stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it. Let's start by talking about Les Camo and its history. Les has roots in the early 1990s, developed in 1992, and was loosely based off US M81 Woodland. Les comes in two main shades, one similar to M81 Woodland, but with more yellow accents, and one called Gorod, or urban Les, labeled as city camo. Some say Gorod, which means city in Russian, refers to an entire family of camos. More specifically, Tally sneg-based camos like Reeds or SMK, both used by MVD in its first Chechen War. However, I believe Gorod refers to Russian urban camo as a whole. Personally, I think Urban Les and Gorod are perfectly adequate names for Les designed for urban environments. Gorod means city, which is on the tag, and Urban Les translates to urban forest. Numerous different uniforms were printed in Les. Splav is the biggest maker of Les garments even today. They made Mabuda and Afghanka style garments with their Mabuda uniform called Bekas and Afghanka uniforms called M21. They also made a line of M1 Airborne suits featuring a jacket that could be tucked in or worn outside. All these Splav garments have been printed in Urban Les or Gorod except for the Bekas Mabuda uniform. I have found a photo of the Urban Bekas suit yet, or haven't found a Bekas uniform like a Mabuda style of this garment, not to be confused with the M1 garments, which are similar to the Mabuda. Other garments you can see in Les are Afghanka parkas, hats, Slavyanka rain suits, Splav vests, overalls, gorkas, and so many more items. One cool item is a Ukrainian-made Les suit by a company called Temp 3000 in the early 2000s. Les is a blanket term for Russian woodland copies, with several variations ranging from grayish brown to urban gray with blacks and bluish whites. Les can be a simple one-to-one M81 copy to a blue and white woodland copy. Russians have used straight-up USGI US Woodland before. There's a popular photo set of some MVD guys using Gen 1 USGI ECW CS Gore-Tex parkas and pants. If you want to learn more about the ECW CS parka, check out my video. Les is a very intriguing camo, with much variance. All of it can be called Les. The main way to group Les is by company. You have Splav Les, which I think of as true Les, and then you have Slavyanka Les, which is slightly smaller and uses a different shade of brown. This isn't the most pinpoint way of organizing things because Splav also made a one-to-one M1 copy, also called Les, that Slavyanka also may be made when it comes to the rain suits. When it comes to Splav M21 and M1 suits, the biggest user was MVD, or internal troops, in a second Chechen War. Pictures can be hard to find, but the M21 Les suit seemed to be used more in actual combat, while the M1 Airborne suits in Les and Urban Les are scarcely seen in use. The biggest user of Splav Urban Les M1 suits that I have found is the Session Police throughout the early 2000s to early 2010s. They seem to have made their own version of Urban Les sometime in the mid-2000s, featuring more thin and wavy, horizontally oriented shapes with a darker blue but similar color palette to Splav Urban Les. Another non-Splav Urban Les producer is Polygon, who made a one-to-one on US commercial urban woodland but added blue and slightly altered the shapes. The suit saw use during the Special Forces Special Purpose Triathlon 2016 by SPBT Team Almaz of the MVD of Republic of Belarus and 604th TSN Vityaz of the FSVNG of Russia. Most users of Les as a whole are part of Russian internal troops, or MVD. Les saw heavy use during the late First and Second Chechen Wars. And on the topic of MVD and urban camos, other camos used by MVD and others during the Chechen Wars include, but are not limited to, blue kamysh, or kamoosh, or tiger stripe, blue reeds, and SMK, which are some of the three most bread and butter urban Russian camos before the introduction of ATAC's LE derivatives, now known as blue moss, currently used by Omon. Another camo you might see is urban KKO, used by Vityaz in the late 90s and early 2000s, which is basically just fat urban Les. KKO is its own can of worms with several woodland and more variations. Regarding the market for Splav M21 and M1 suits, they seem to be made pre-2006. On the current market, anyways, there are many 2000s made items. This one was made in like 2003 or something. Even though these suits have been produced for over 20 years, the most common production dates are all pre-2007, at least from what I've noticed. This reminds me of CSTO suits made until 2017, but the ones you can find on the market, or on Avito specifically, are all made pre-2010, specifically in August 2009. And you can see that in Red Ivan Airsoft's video where even though the suits were made in 2017, all the way to 2017, for some reason all the ones on the market are made like August 2009, which is crazy. I know the Les M1 and new gen M21 suits are still being manufactured by Splav currently. However, they no longer ship abroad. On Splav's website, on the civilian side, you can still view the M1 suits and buy them in Russia. You can grab an Urban Les M1 suit for 6,500 rubles, which is about $74, and a Woodland Les one for 1,500 rubles, which is or 11,500 rubles, which is $130. Reading reviews, it seems the suit is highly regarded by outdoorsmen in Russia. One reviewer said he has used his suit for over 20 years. Another wished they weren't so expensive and finally remembered a time when these were cheap, or the Splav suits were cheap. Splav responded saying they have to raise prices because the materials are getting expensive, which isn't unique to Splav, but it's still worth mentioning. Now that you know a little bit more about Les, let's look at my Splav Urban Les Gorod, or Urban, M1 suit with M21 pants. And yes, this hat's way too fucking small for me. Alright, first we're going to start about where I got this suit as a whole. So I got this suit from a seller on eBay called You Bid for the Best, and he was selling an entire 2000 to 2005 made Splav Urban Gorod Les suit for like $90 or free shipping. So I couldn't pass it up, so I got it. And I even got an entire Urban Les uniform. I got an M1 Airborne jacket, and then I got an M21 Afghanka style pants. Then I also got a tank top, and I also got a bonus item. I got this hat too, but I also got a bonus item, which was like a green kamysh tank top, which is pretty cool. So on this hat here, this is made of a fabric called Gretta, which is kind of like a twill-like material, very similar to the one that's found on the French F1 field shirts here. And this is in size 57, and this is modeled after Afghanka caps that you'd see in the Soviet-Afghan War when they first came out. And it has those ear flaps that can be put down to warm your ears or for airborne operations or whatever. And this hat is size 57, which translates to about a medium, or like 7.25 on the Russian size chart. On the inside has a normal Afghanka kind of viscous, kind of cotton liner here to soak up sweat. And on the tag here, we have company Splav, made in Russia. Then you have like the Moscow district that's from, the serial number, and it says here that this one was made in September 2002. That's what that says. And then we have the manufacturer, and that's what it says. And that says the top it says the first like the U-bit looking thing, it says Gorod, and then the bottom of that it says Gretta in Russian, which that translates to city, and the fabric is Gretta, which is like its own thing. They have 57, like a hand drawn like W looking thing, and they have like variety of one and stuff, and that little letter up there. And then you have the Splav tag. There's like so many tags on this one hat. And his company Splav and the size, and you have 53% cotton and 45% polyester, I think. And they have a made in Russia tag. So overall, that's the hat. It uses these black buttons here. You can see kind of Afghanka normal. They're kind of small. They can button it, and there is the hat. And also this bill is a really shitty. Like look, it's very flimsy, and it's like plastic. It's really not a good bill. It's kind of like a Halloween costume, honestly, but Splav M1 Afghanka style hat. There you go. All right, guys. Now here we have the Splav M1 Airborne suit jacket here in the Urban Les or Gorod camouflage. And you can see extremely similar to M91 Woodland with these like W kind of shapes here, and just a very like I don't know 10-second overview. You have two front pockets here, and have these button pockets behind there we can access to. One side pocket here. We can also fit a pen here. Two false epaulets, and you have these buttons here, button snaps, and then you have a zipper here, and then you have these belt loops here. You have a waist adjuster here for some makeshift LBE, and inside here you have two pockets here where you can like stuff your Makarov or like wallet or whatever. Nice biscuits here, absolutely pristine, and you have a high collar, and that's it. There you go. There's Splav M1 Airborne suit jacket. All right, now I'm gonna talk about this how I normally would. All right, guys, this is a really cool piece. When I got this, I was just super excited to finally get the Splav stuff. This is a Splav uniform. Like I said, this is extremely similar to the F1 French field shirt when it comes to that material, which is like kind of like a more synthetic kind of feel, but this thing is just super cool, guys. So behind the front pockets, which are like for slash, which you can put your hands in, very nice deep pockets, fully camouflaged all the way in there. And behind those pockets, you have these pretty voluminous pockets here. You can fit a bunch of shit in there for your whole hand or whatever. And you could put anything behind there, but it's closed by two buttons here. Very cool, very distinct to the Splav M1 Airborne suit. Same thing on that side. And then you have these two buttons on the bottom to secure it. And you have these belt loops to hold like a, I don't know, police gun belt or whatever. And you have a Splav tag with the green little circle in the middle of the Splav. That's what it translates to, or alloy. It's pretty badass. On the side you have these like waist adjusters here to like cinch it up a little bit. So I think something like that. It's like this is literally just a piece of fabric that cinches up so you can like make it closer to your body so you can like tuck it in or whatever. And on the sleeves here you have absolutely no elbow reinforcements at all. There's no elbow reinforcements, similar to the F1 French field shirt, and also similar to F1 field shirt is this button style of closure on the wrists. This is just like kind of like the Afghanka, where it's just like literally one setting, that's it, and it fits pretty much everybody. It fits me anyways. And you have that no ventilation here, so you have a piece of fabric that covers it. And these buttons, as you can hear, shake around a little bit, which can be, I don't know, slightly annoying, but it doesn't really bother me that much. This kind of feels like a Halloween costume, but it does feel good quality, but like it has that kind of Halloween costume kind of feel going on with it, to be honest. And the material is very soft, the Gretta material. It's like the F1 field shirt. It's just very soft and not really abrasive to the skin. It's very nice. They have these two false epaulets closed by that same kind of silver button. And you can see the fabric's kind of shiny, so you can tell it's a little bit more synthetic. Really nice high collar can be popped up like this, or it's laid down, which is extremely comfortable, extremely stylish, to be honest. And on the zipper here, we have the Splav logo, and you can zip this bad boy up. Very nice metal zipper. And there you go. It has a size 50, 55S, and a B on the bottom in English characters. But that's a Splav zipper there. Extremely smooth zipper. Very nice. This is steel, it feels like, or this, I mean, this might be plastic, but the zipper pull is definitely metal. On the inside here, you have a Splav tag here, and this one says Company Splav LLC, Company Splav. This was made September 2005. Made in Russia. And then on the back here, Gretta and Gorod camo. And it says summer suit M1, I think, something like that. Really nice cross stitching on those belt adjusters that we were talking about earlier. And on the side here, we have the original sewing kit for your parents. So you have a patch of Urban Les here if we got really bad ones, all pretty much all blue. And then we have a tag for the repair part. And it says 52176 for the tag here. And it has 53% cotton and then 45% PE, which is like a polyester material. They have literally a fucking thing of a fabric to repair. And then you have these two pockets here in this viscous kind of material. And you can fit your Makarov or whatever the hell in there, documents, wallet. But there's no button to close that. And same thing on both sides, kind of goes up all the way to the back. And it's also, see the buttons, punching through there. But you also have a coat hanger hook, which is very badass. All right, flipping over in the back, nothing to it. There's 0 pleats. Just nice overall. It's a very good jacket. Very rare to see in use, and a lot of the pictures that you see as in use are a very bad thing to happen, the Bezel and school crisis. And I won't really show those, but I might take a lot of them are showing injured officers coming out of that. So I'm trying to be touchy when I show that pictures because don't want any disrespect towards that crisis. But that's where you see a lot of these this particular garment in use, at least from what I can find. And of course, that's session police pictures. But yep, that's the M1 jacket, and there you go. It's absolutely amazing. Now let's move on to the M21 pants, because remember, this is an M1 jacket, then you got unmatching M21 pants. All right, now we have the Afghanka style M21 summer suit pants and Splav Urban Les or Gorod camo. As you can see, we have a stitch seam going down the entire cross. These are Afghanka pants. I don't know if they're true to the one-to-one to the Soviet, solid color tan Afghanka pants, but they probably are. So you have those knee reinforcements here, stitch seam, characteristic of the Afghanka. Goes all the way down. You have that boot blouse thing here. This is much better than the 2005 cut of floor uniform. This is much more higher quality. This might have a ever so slight stretch to it. Nylon thing where you can button so your pant leg doesn't fall out your boot, because I know they like to, instead of a blouse in your boots with bungee bands, it seems like in Russia they really like to tuck their pant leg into the boot so you don't really have to blouse them with boot bungees, what people do here in America. But just neat observation. On the side here, we have these like little, I don't know, sketches here. This is like 09 something else. I don't know what the hell it says, to be honest. I didn't even really notice that until I did this. But it's definitely like an 09 something. What the hell does that say? Or it's just stretch marks. I was overthinking it. But I'm same thing on the previous side. Nothing to it. Just no boot strings or anything. But this is all made out of that same Gretta material, which is more synthetic. Slightly breathable, but not too much. Don't, this ain't going to be no damn sumo rack or anything. But you have these nice Afghanka style pockets here. They are not with the viscous material. They're that nice Gretta material on the inside, so you're not going to worry about putting your keys in here and fucking destroying the pocket. Very nice too on each side. Afghanka style button fly here, not that 2005 bullshit with the metal clip. Button fly all the way down. On the side, Afghanka cargo pockets, which are kind of smaller than the BDU ones, but still, these bitches are basically as big as the fucking BDU lower torso pockets. Exactly the same size, the pleats, but they're cargo pockets. So they're kind of mid compared to our US big ass cargo pockets that we always fit fucking bunch of shit in that bitch. We have these two buttonholes vertically orientated to these buttons here. Not too bad to use, but with gloves, fucking forget it. Then on the back, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 6 belt loops or something like that. But really nice close to the back. Is that a hole? What the hell? Guess that's a little hole there. We're gonna have to stitch mark from the tag we'll get to or whatever. Yeah, this little seam here. What the fuck is that? But You have those belt loops on the back so close together to support like a gun belt. Then you have these this back pocket here, one singular back pocket, and for some reason, instead of the camo fabric, it uses that viscous, black viscous material we were talking about earlier. All right, also there's no seat reinforcement or anything like that. It's just one single layer of fabric on that back seat. So here's the inside of the pants, the front flaps. You can see button fly, size I think that says 50, 54, 182. And so this wasn't exactly a one-to-one matching suit in the factory. This is like there's M21 pants with an M1 jacket, not made the same year or anything like that. What's the pants look like? I don't think they have a button in. They do have a button in for a winter liner in the pants. And the pants aren't as heavily marked as a field shirt is when it comes to splav tags. So you wouldn't even know it was a splav if you didn't know what the hell you're looking at. So that's what the back says, viscous material. That's what it says, 52, 182, or 54, or whatever the hell. And that's it. That's pants. That is it for the pants. It doesn't come in its original bag, but the next thing I'm gonna show you is a tank top, which did come in its original bag, and I'll show you that next. All right, to finish out this sort of bad uniform review, we could say, we have the Splav Urban Les, or Gorod, which means city in Russian, urban camo tank top here. And this isn't the same material as the field shirt or field pants. This is a much more undershirt kind of material when it comes to t-shirt, slight stretch to it. And I think this is made of like, I don't know, 50-50 poly. Like, mainly it feels more synthetic than anything, but it's not really that stretchy. We have one big tag, 56. No Splav logo, gets interesting, some washing instructions. And then on the sides here, we don't have a Splav tag or anything, but I think there's like a made in Russia tag somewhere in here. There you go, it's the only tag in here, size 56, which is like an extra large. But this is fits me as a US large pretty easily, and I would say it's a bit hard to even get into sometimes. But overall, the Splav uniform is very nice to use. Fits well and is very highly mobile, and I do enjoy it. I mean, it's not a bad uniform, it's really cool, and I thought I'd just make this quick video reviewing it and kind of reviewing it just so, you know, to fill the niche ass content gap, I guess. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know, and maybe I'll do an updated review about this and do like individual videos about individual pieces if you guys want. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you for watching this overview, and thank you guys for sitting through my jumble of information. I'm sorry I talk fast, but see you guys later. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.